Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino. Sunday, June 22nd, 2025. My newest segment of Markets to Look Ahead, people, and we are going to absolutely do that. What has occurred over the last 24 hours? Look, man, we all saw this coming. Those of us with enough understanding of what is actually going on, we all knew that. And it's not going to stop. Does that sound familiar to you? If you believe that this is the end of what we're seeing, and now all of a sudden this is going to turn around, and we're going to be singing Kumbaya, you really have been deceived on a grand scale. And we're going to cover all of it right here. As most of us know, at least you should, at least I hope right now if you're paying any attention, President Trump did order an aerial bombardment of Iranian targets last night. And now he's saying Iran must now make peace. What are we seeing here is exactly what we outlined many months ago: control by contradiction. And we're going to outline all of this. With regard to where the market may go, first of all, cryptocurrencies right now are getting hit pretty good, pretty much across the board. XRP, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, a couple of others are down. Doge is getting hit. Bitcoin is now sitting at about 100,000. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how the market responds. What this means is we are going to see vast debt expansion on an unprecedented scale, which is really the goal here. It's the new economic policy. War is the new economic policy. This is not about stabilizing anything. It's about further destabilization, and it's also a scapegoat here. When an empire, and go back on, look at history, go back as far as you want to go. When an empire is falling in free fall, as the U.S. is now, and this is not an accident here. I believe with all I have, and you're probably going to X out of this video right now, that the United States is under God's judgment right now. And we are seeing the fall of this empire. And this empire, as every other fallen empire before it, when it gets cornered like this, it lashes out. It uses every mechanism that you could dream about, think about, fantasize about, or even have a nightmare over. War, as an example here, to justify vast debt expansion. That's what we're going to see here. Oh, the economy is failing because of this. We need to inflate the debt because of that. We need to suspend the debt ceiling because of this. I mean, it's all laid out. And I know I'm preaching to the choir here. But it's all so obvious. I mean, what do you and I do? All we do is connect the dots. It's too simple. But there are some, even watching this video now, who will still remain deceived. They can't snap out of it. They have been taken over by some other thing. And anyway, look, so let's talk about what's happening and a few other things I'd like to cover with all of you out here. So this is from last night. I got this out nearly at the opening of the U.S. bombardment of Iranian targets. So I put out here, again, this is everything I'm going to show you is in your inbox if you do subscribe to my new Freedom Chat platform, which is, it's a revolution, people. It's a revolution, and I really want to see more of you over there. We got 1,130 people over there right now. We need 10 times that, and we're going to get there. The only question is, when are you going to join us is really the question. And there is a link in the description of this video. We're it. I hear people, are you really starting to understand what's happening yet? I hope so. So the United States hits Iran. I put this out, as I said, almost at the same time the attacks happened. So as expected, they have zero interest in de-escalation because war is the goal. De-escalation doesn't profit the beast. Peace doesn't sell weapons. Calm doesn't justify surveillance. This is Babylon cornered. And when Babylon gets cornered, it lashes out. This was never about defense. It's not about peace. It's not about diplomacy. This is a manufactured ignition planned long, long ago. Now, I go into detail of everything that's going on here, all the risks, everything you could look forward to, and what will likely happen here. I hope, again, you guys and girls do read through that. Now, what we're hearing is very interesting. Again, this is exactly what we outlined months ago. Control by contradiction. This is a psyop in every way imaginable. Now, let's talk about this. Trump is saying Iran must now make peace, but war is now economic policy. I'm going to read through this in its entirety, okay? Because I think this is something that no one can miss. So, Lions, as you know, last night Trump ordered a U.S. aerial bombardment on several Iranian targets. Trump is now saying Iran must make peace. Lions, last night was only the beginning. These were opening salvos, not final strikes. Why? Babylon feeds on escalation. The war machine is just waking up again after President Trump's last 2-month-long war in Yemen, which cost the United States hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars. Defense stocks, oil profits, and geopolitical leverage are now in motion. Now, Lions, as you already know, most of you who follow this blog follow the markets as well. So defense stocks are rallying for weeks. BlackRock recently launched a defense exchange-traded funds to ride the rearmament trend. Lockheed Martin, RTX, Boeing, and similar names have seen significant gains just over the past week prior to the escalation. What to watch for? A second wave of U.S. strikes, proxy responses. Listen to this, because President Trump knows what I'm about to say. It's all out there. I'm not some kind of like wizard or brainiac. It's all out there. So let's go over this. So a second wave of U.S. strikes. Proxy responses from Hezbollah, Houthis, or Iran-backed militias here, cyber attacks or sabotage against United States or Israeli infrastructure, Gulf shipping lanes hit, Strait of Hormuz is a prime target, UN, Russia, China condemnation, escalating tensions at a global level. And I go on to say, Trump knows all this. So what's really going on? Let's expand. Lions. Trump's last war in Yemen, it lasted 2 months. Again, cost us hundreds and hundreds of billions. But this one will last far longer, in my opinion. Why? What happened in Yemen under Trump was a proxy flashpoint, and everybody knows it, okay? But this war, global stakes are in play, and war is becoming policy. Bear with me on this. More war is the goal. More war is the goal. Expect worsening regional instability. Again, they really don't want to stabilize anything. It should be pretty obvious to you now. If it's still not, you need to reevaluate yourself. Expect worsening regional instability, global shockwaves, and Babylon tightening its grip. Lions. War is not a side effect, and it is not an accident. War is the fuel, the cover, the justification, and when the empire is in economic free fall, as the United States is right now, war becomes policy. War as economic policy. War gives justification for massive borrowing and spending. Deficits balloon. Debt ceilings get raised overnight or possibly even suspended. President Trump is already calling for a suspension of the debt ceiling. You all know that. And trillions are printed without question. War creates artificial demand. Missiles, tanks, drones, troop deployments, all funded by newly created debt. This stimulates GDP, masks recession, and inflates defense stocks. Are we on the same page so far, or am I out there? Please comment. Let's move forward. War allows inflation to be blamed on conflict. Gas prices are high because of the Middle East. Food prices are up because of Iranian retaliation. It's not because we're destroying the currency. In reality, the dollar is being systematically murdered. What does the Fed get out of all this? Unlimited QE under the guise of national security, monetary expansion, vast monetary expansion without accountability, rate cuts and liquidity injections passed off as wartime stimulus. Lions. This isn't economics anymore. This is a coordinated demolition of the currency, which you and I have been speaking about for thousands and thousands of times, will lead to a middle class wipeout on an unprecedented scale. This is Babylon's formula. It's very simple. Very simple here. Economic collapse, war, debt explosion, currency death, digital system birth. A system of maximum control. I would be willing to bet that 90+% of you right now will say that everything that I just covered here is exactly spot on. Now, I would love to hear from you guys and girls on all this. This is in your inbox again. If you decide to join the revolution, okay, this is a revolution. I don't know what you're even waiting for here, okay? Link in the description of this video. We can change the world. It's up to I and I. Now, other things that you're going to find that I wrote over the weekend for you, I got so much in my pipeline for you guys and girls. I hope you guys and girls can keep up. I'll be honest with you. I can't turn my brain off ever, even at night, even when I sleep. It's not a good thing. Trust me on this. It's really not. It weighs on me, and unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you want to look at it, it's not a good thing. Uh, I want to cover this with you. We learned on Friday about a very troubling economic trend. What's happening here is consumers are now choosing between health and survival. Let me just cover this with you real quick. So food as a tool of dominion equal control. This is an ancient tactic reborn. So Lions, I'm not going to go over all this because I really want you guys and girls to join the revolution with 1,100 of us right now. Lions, roughly a year ago, I said that I believed that they would find a way to weaponize the food, and here it is. Now, please be sure to read what I wrote at the very bottom. Now, today, this was Friday, we found out that in the UK, and even here in the US, consumers are not only cutting back on buying food, but they are also purchasing the cheapest, less processed food to make ends meet, even for infants and children. Let's break this down. The system is forcing people to choose survival over health, not because the healthy food doesn't exist, but because the monetary system has already debased the currency so deeply, and you don't think this war is going to help destroy the currency. You really don't see that yet. You can't see that the war is on you. Okay. The monetary system has debased the currency so deeply that even an apple costs more than a whole box of poison. The corporations know this. The central planners know this. The FDA blesses it. It's a silent culling. Moreover, this is not new. I go on to explain that this exact tactic has been used in ancient Rome, bread and circuses. I expand on the whole thing. Now, I took this. This isn't me. Okay, this whole segment from bread and circuses, all this, I tell you, I got this directly from Wikipedia. So this is, everybody knows this, and the information is out there. All right, so I go on to explain, again, from Wikipedia, industrial England, poison for the poor, the Great Depression, America, filler foods, modern neocolonialism, GMOs, processed exports, control the food, control the people. And I explain the whole thing here. By weakening the currency, they make real food unaffordable. This is no accident. Therefore, they are making junk food, poison food, the only alternative. This is not a new thing. It's ancient. This whole thing is ancient. And let's talk about a few other things. There are two other things in your inbox right now that you really do need to pay some attention to. This is part one of something I put out for you guys. Some knowledge is dangerous. Part one. It's a piece I've been working on for a while. I outline exactly what's happening and who's behind it. I name it all of it. Piece by piece. You want to know what's happening here? Well, You know where to find the information. Part 2, some knowledge is dangerous. Now, this is interesting. I want to cover this with you. When people think of mammon, what immediately comes to mind? So, lions. If you were to put this into your search engine, ancient dynasties of mammon, and this is what you're going to come up with. You're going to come up with a very interesting thing. Now, I outline what this really is, the bloodline, how this leads to something much darker. I name names. I am not afraid to do it. Here it all is. All of it. All the names. Pools of control. Everything is right here. How it works here. The Mammon bloodline, wars for profit. Every major war of the last 200 years fed their pockets. They fund both sides. Media is controlled. The narrative. They rewrite the truth. Raise a generation of obedient slaves. We could go on and on. These dynasties don't just seek wealth, they seek worship, henceforth mammon, what Jesus Christ himself warned about. There's so much more to this than you're led to believe here. Mammon is not just a metaphor, it's a spirit. It offers kingdom. Read this here. Status, empire in exchange for, fill in that blank here. The real puppet masters, you want to know who they are? You already know. You already know. You know it in your heart. You know it in your spirit. It's about remembering people. Do you honestly, how many of you really know what's happening here? What's really going on? Why things seem familiar to you? Why people like I and I are able to put things together in such a way that we see 90+%, maybe more like 95% of what we see actually happen. It's happening right now. It's a remembrance that what we're seeing here is a repetitive pattern over and over and over and over again. This is not new. It's not an accident. There's no comedy of errors here. Are we clear on that? Or you still just don't see it? I want to hear from you guys and girls. Now listen, I believe this has been an extremely important episode here of Markets A Look Ahead. With regard to crude oil and stuff, we're going to see what happens here. What the market is counting on is oceans of debt, vast debt expansion, which could potentially lift the stock market. It could potentially do that. But we're going to see where the breaking point is by watching what? What are I and I going to be following the first thing tomorrow? What is Greg Mannarino going to do the moment the futures markets start to trade here? I'm going to be looking at, the currency, obviously, the dollar. I'm going to be looking at the 10-year yield, the benchmark, all of it. These are the keys. And this guy here, I promised you guys from years and years and years and years ago that I will never let you down. I'm not going to. And that's why we must band together, people here. This is about freedom. This is about a freaking revolution and doing something about it. Period. It's about truth. It's about me being able to share our thoughts, our thing on this freedom platform, people. Come on. You want to be outside or do you want to be inside? It's really up to you. Most people want to remain outside. They're happy there. I don't want to be outside. I want to be deep inside, and that's what you guys and girls want to be as well. Am I preaching to the choir here? So here's your opportunity. Again, join the revolution. Join my freedom platform. Link in the description. What are you waiting for? Click on it right freaking now. You don't like it? After a month, after a week, boom, subscribe. I mean, this can be easier for you. You have to lose. I think you have much more to gain here by being part of this. Just me. You guys just let me know. Honestly. Love you guys with all I got from the heart, from my heart, my spirit, my soul, everything. Do you see what's happening here? Do you see what's going on? Are you able to see through it? Or do you believe what the media is throwing at you? What Trump is throwing at you? Can you finally, some of you who have been warped into some kind of a belief system that, again, it's man gods in place of the Almighty. Some people want to be worshipped too. You think maybe Donald Trump is one of these people? Certainly looks like Nebuchadnezzar to me, or Pharaoh, or Nimrod, and we can go on and on. The spirit of these also things is as alive today as it was then. What happened to those nations? Maybe you want to look back on that, but as you can see it happening right here in the United States of America right now, in the world. But the United States is leading the way here. Look for more deceptions, more lies, more untruths, more falsehoods. Tell me where all that comes from here. Iran must seek peace now. That's not what they want. They want destabilization. They want justification for what's about to happen. And what is about to happen is going to blow your mind on a scale that, well, those of you that follow this blog are prepared for. At least I hope so here. Because none of this is about de-escalation. It's about escalation. It's about scapegoats. Babylon, the United States, the hub of it, is cornered right now. Pretty obvious. We spoke about this from on how freaking long ago. What you're going to see is Babylon continue to lash out. It's the fall of an empire, and it's the same pattern that we've seen throughout history. Go back as far as you want to go. Love you guys. I will see you in the morning. If you got something out of this video, I want to hear from you. If you decide to join, you know what? Here's something even bigger than that. You want to join the revolution? Let me know in the comments what you're choosing to do and why. I really, really want to hear from you on this, honestly, because I am trying to build something here. I are part of something big, big, and we need to commit to this together and make a freaking difference here. This YouTube thing is beautiful. For some of you, it's fine, okay? You're in a good spot, no doubt about it. But you want to be part of the remnant here? I believe that a part of something that we could create here. Well, I hope you join me over there as well. Again, link in the description of this video. I'll see you guys and girls in the morning. Love you all.